After decades of Resident Evil games filled with terrifying creatures, introducing a new monster that gets everyone's attention is a tall order. But Resident Evil Village gave us one who was up to the challenge, the towering vampire matriarch, Lady Dimitrescu. And joining us now is the woman who brought her to life, Maggie Robertson. Welcome, and also, please don't kill me.
Thank you. We'll see how the interview goes.
Okay.
And then...
Right. I'm going to be on my best behavior. I played Resident Evil Village, loved it. Top tier Resident Evil for me, I think. One of the best ones. And your character was really sort of a breakout star of that game.
I know.
I think even Capcom were a little bit surprised.
Yeah, I think we were all surprised.
Yep.
It was certainly a surprise for me as well.
How has it been? Since, it's been over a year now since the game's been out.
It has been a wild year. I mean, the release of this game has changed my life in every single possible way that it ever could. Most of my background in acting prior to this had been in theater, so I didn't really have any credits that thrust me into the spotlight in the way that this game has done. And so that's certainly been an adjustment, just getting used to all of that. And to see her take off in the way that she did was really exciting. I don't think you see that a lot with video game characters. This was my first experience with it, but it was really cool to see her take over the internet, take over the world, and see how she can evolve and mean different things to different people. It's been really lovely.
So how did this opportunity for this role even come your way?
Well, I was fresh out of my master's program. I have a master's degree in classical acting, so tons and tons of Shakespeare from Lambda. So I was living in London, and I had just moved to Los Angeles in 2019. And I kid you not, this game was the third job that I booked when I moved to Los Angeles. So it really has been this roller coaster ride. You think to yourself, the stories of people moving to LA and getting discovered and just becoming the next big thing. Yeah, that happens to other people. That's never going to happen to me. But it kind of happened to me, which is weird to say. So I booked this job. I was unrepresented at the time. I didn't have an agent, so I just found the casting breakdown on one of the different sites that actors can use to find auditions and to find breakdowns. I submitted myself for that because I felt like I fit the specs and I'd be well suited for it. Got the audition, went in, did the audition. A couple weeks later, got the callback, went in, did the callback, and then I think a couple months after that, finally I get the call that I booked the job. At that point, you've forgotten you even auditioned, and you're like, oh, cool, okay. But I had no idea what I was auditioning for at the time, because they're very secretive. They don't want any of the details to get out, so I had no clue. It wasn't until I showed up to the table read and started to sense other people's excitement and little whispers happening in the corner that I was like, I think something much bigger here is going on than I initially thought. I thought I just booked some little starter VO job, and look at me now. So here we go.
That's an awesome story.
You never know.
You never know, for sure. And luckily for all the fans out there, we're going to be getting more of Lady Dimitrescu coming up later this year. And it's the Resident Evil Village Gold Edition Winter's Expansion DLC, for which we just got a trailer, which I think we've got queued up. So we're going to roll that right now.
Fab.
Take a look.
Let's do this. Marking the target. Let's try this. What a mess. It's showtime!
Cassandra! Time to hunt! Hardly worth the effort. Let's wrap this up quickly.
So, people are going to be super excited. Lady Dimitrescu finally playable in the Mercenaries mode in Resident Evil Village. What was this process like for you? You returned to the character?
Returned to the character, felt good, felt like putting on a nice, comfy jacket that you know and love. So it was really exciting to be back in it and to be getting to do new stuff with her. I can't wait for people to throw chairs and throw everything at this point.
How much more voice acting and motion work was required?
I was just doing voice work for this one, actually.
Okay.
So I was not back in the volume doing performance capture, but we were back in the VO booth doing a lot of ADR sessions to get all the fun action efforts and some new fun lines in there too. So I think fans will be excited.
Can you speak to the gameplay, to how she's going to be, what it's going to be like to play her?
I don't know if I can speak specifically to that, but I know it's going to be a lot of fun. It feels like I just was at the World of Capcom panel, and the way that they talk about it, it's very clear that the developers have a deep love and understanding of this character, and the way that they've crafted her in the expansion and the DLC is a little bit cheeky. They know Lady D, they know what the fans love, and they're going to give it to you. So get ready.
Well, I think there's a thrill gauge mechanic that one way to increase it is by applying Lady's lipstick.
Well,
I look
a
forward
lady
to-
must always be perfect, so.
You have lots of, Lady D has lots of fans out there. Sometimes they can be enthusiastic. Are there
Yes.
any sort of surprising or strange interactions you've had with fans?
Oh, I'm sure that there are so many. For the most part, I mean, yes, she's a very sexualized character, but a lot of the fans that I get coming up to me are so sweet and just so appreciative of the work that I've done as the character, which as an actor is all you ever want to hear, just that people appreciate the work that you're doing. I think probably some of the weirdest stuff now is, at first, when she came out, everyone was so much about Lady D, and now that I'm becoming more of a known person in this industry, it's starting to shift to I'm having Maggie Robertson fans, which is very strange.
But very cool.
And very cool and very strange. So, a lot of what's happening now is fans will send me pictures of new tattoos that they've gotten of something that I've doodled on a print that I signed for them. And
wow.
so that's very bizarre. The idea of getting something I really quickly doodled permanently tattooed on your body seems bizarro to me, but follow your bliss.
Well, obviously, you struck a chord for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to be really excited to return to the character when the Resident Evil Village Gold Edition is out later this year. So thank you so much for coming by the IGN stage here at Comic-Con.
Of course, thank you so much for having me. This is a blast. This is my first Comic-Con, so
wow.
to be here with you, this is awesome.
This is a good one. It's
I
the
can't
first
believe.
Comic-Con in a few years, so
I
there's a
know.
lot of excitement and energy in the air, so
Yeah.
this is a great one to come
You
back
can
to,
feel it,
for
definitely.
sure. Okay, the brand new DLC in third-person mode comes to Resident Evil Village this October, meaning the spookiest month just got spookier. But now, while we're in a horror mood, do you read Sutter Kane? Because we took a look at an iconic prop from John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness. Check it out.